Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Icewind Dale. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Tentatively, hello everyone.
Well, tentatively, where we last left off.
Oh,
You all had, well, let's just say
no.
you all dealt with the fallout of, a little incident that happened with, Merkin here. As he had basically had a amnesia-induced seizure from remembering very key information, including a little bit of information when he was passed out asleep and being roused back awake. And as you had all, tended to him and whatnot, you all eventually decided that, despite everything, despite, Merkin being what?
Sorry, go ahead.
Despite everything, you were gonna continue with the plan of ruining the little, fake brawl that was going to happen for PR for Shandar. Was there anything else besides that, though, that is, highlight worthy?
We met with the lady.
Oh yeah, you met with Olivessa, and you learned about her whole deal.
We convinced her to take this a bit more seriously. We'll help her do it.
And
Considering the stakes here.
in turn, she actually hired us.
Yeah, officially.
Considering the stakes here, we made sure that she went from kind of medium to well done about it.
So, with that said, you had decided to leave Merkin out of this, let him actually have his rest, and the rest of you all decided to have Ezekiel and Ember sort of hang out at the mead hall first to get a, basically scout the place out, sort of wait for the others to come, and by the others, I mean the other Zentarium agents that were coming to do the thing.
Yeah.
And all the while, Nick and Alonzo are how far away?
We only have the image of, or at least I only have the image of the map, like the overall map, like the map. I'm not in.
Yeah, there.
Because you were telling us about the dragon things that we were learning.
Yes.
But that's the meat of the situation. So, if I recall correctly, Merkin is actually, if everyone's seeing the same thing, Merkin is actually resting here.
Yes.
And the mead hall is here.
Yes.
Okay, so we're
But what about
relatively
Nick and
close by.
Alonzo?
We were helping Merkin out, and we were gonna listen in to see if the commotion started there.
Okay, so. Okay. All right. Okay.
And if I may also say something, we did this because we can't trust Nick to not drink himself under the table. That is precisely why he's not here right now.
Boo on
I'll
you.
take your word for it.
I can control myself. I don't
No!
have a problem.
Boss man, no, you cannot. This is me learning the magic that I learned 2 seconds ago to affect the material barriers. I believe it's called breaking the 4 barriers.
The 4 barriers.
The 4th barrier.
No, just all 4 of them at once.
Exactly. And when you think about it, that might be 16 barriers at once.
The following contest is a 4 barriers match.
You know you're in trouble when your protege is calling you out.
Some bullshit.
Listen, you have a drinking problem.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you
I don't
do.
have a problem. Everyone else has a problem with me drinking.
I'm more
The only
concerned about
problem
his
I have
smoking
is that my
problem,
bottle's
but
empty.
I'm more concerned about his smoking problem than anything, but shrug.
So, With all of that said, I believe we ended off with one of the sort of like hooded figures coming in, the one that Embers recognized, and that's where we sort of ended off. So,
Yep.
with the knowledge of Nick and Alonso not immediately being there,
Yeah, Screwball over
Um,
here is trying to find the door to darkness.
with all that said, how would you all like to proceed, Ezekiel and Embers?
Ezekiel is going to recognize that there are
Say it, fellas.
Ezekiel is going to recognize that there are footsteps, unusual footsteps, because the tavern at this moment in time is a very lively place. He had been listening in, socializing, and learned that somewhere up in the far reaches of the northern north to a sea that is completely frozen of Aviaturus, I believe it is.
I believe the name is still in the client.
Yes, indeed. And the treasure that was basically hidden away. The legends and tales that always come across every single pub about the unobtainable treasure that is usually guarded by some dragon or is hoarded by some dragon in some way, shape, or form. And there are just these unusual footsteps that come through the doorway. And being slightly estranged from Embers, Ezekiel's going to get up from his current socializing and approach Embers and just kind of like not look in his direction, but kind of like pointing out which bottle of alcohol he's interested in having, and he's going to say to him, and it's just like, "Is that the guy over there?"
Embers will verbally be like, "Oh yeah, you should try that one. That one's great," and then kind of like whisper to the side after that little cover, and it's like, "Yeah, that's him."
To elaborate on the unusual footsteps, Ezekiel, you find them unusual specifically because of how quiet they are.
It's like, yeah, how quiet, and like they're not like anyone who's anyone, especially in a place called Goodmead, comes to socialize for the good vibes and the chill atmosphere. These are a set of footsteps that are here with the purpose of business or ill intentions.
The banter around the mead hall is lively and loud. So the fact that you can catch on to something quiet is almost kind of like the silence itself is deafening.
It's that nervous and unnatural pin drop when like everything is hustling and bustling. You go to a table for beer pong, and then all of a sudden you hear like a set of cassette tapes drop, and it's like, what?
Insert record scratch.
In a way.
Yeah.
They get a table to themselves. Again, they're just like before you saw them, Embers. They are very much like unassuming, keeping to themselves, not drawing attention to themselves. And as you all notice this, I would like for both of you to go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh,
God, I
can do
love
that.
being stupid. All right. Let's
Isn't it
fucking
great?
go.
30, 20, and...
well, it's great for you. Let's see if it's great for me. Hey,
Bless
20.
up.
20
All
and
right.
22.
Future great. Put up the high five just sound effect, just like yes.
From Deltarune.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I wasn't aware if it came from Deltarune or not. I was just like, it's your brother Embers, dab me up right now. This is amazing. Rolls
Dab
are
me up,
blessed.
Yeah, that.
Ezekiel.
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is good?
Exactly.
What's good, my furry?
Oh, let's up, Whiskers. Let's do this.
What's good, my furry. Oh, that's good.
We are furred creatures, so it makes
Yeah.
everything so much better.
But yeah, with a 20 and a 22 respectively. Embers, you see this through one of the windows, and Ezekiel, you again sort of like hear this through your echolocation. You hear about, or both of you in various different ways, you see 3 more figures begin to reach the tavern. These 3 look as though they are seemingly tired, and a little bit haggard. I will say, because you rolled so high, go ahead and roll me insight checks with advantage, both of you.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright, insight. Oh, man, I love being dumb again. Alright.
I love having
Right,
proficiency.
21 and 16.
Okay, you know what?
Um,
It's still double digits. I'll take that.
Yeah. So 21 and 16. As you see these 3 figures sort of like come in, they are wearing sort of like similar like hooded guard to the one that's already like sitting down. These 3 though are very much like actually blending in, like actually being social in a way, but they still look really tired. You could see like the makings of like maybe sort of like snow on their brow, any sort of like other marks that are to make them seem as though they are either tired or worn, maybe from like a job or another adventure of some kind. Embers, because you rolled a 29, you can tell that you've been a bartender before. You know when someone is actually tired and not. They are social stealthing, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the 3 of them go together to sort of like get themselves a drink. They are given a table to themselves. Is there anything that you would like to do as you're observing them, or would you like to just keep observing?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, my magic is not exactly aspected for stuff like this. So I think I'll just keep an eye on them, and if they go in the back, then I'll put the schmooze on again and kind of power move myself back there.
All right, Ezekiel, is there anything that you do, or do you just keep observing?
Given the fact that there's 4 in total, right?
Yes.
Jesus, man. 4 in total? Just make 9. You'll have a whole 13 individuals of a strange occult organization. Anyway.
Fuck
I
you
love
are a
it.
little bitch.
It's like, Zeke is just gonna like mumble to himself, and it's just like, I clocked out 2 of them, and there's still 4 of these screwballs. Jesus. All right. And it's just like, I guess in his mind, it's just like, there's a lot of bar brawls are common. I don't know if it's a good idea just yet. And so he's just gonna keep to himself, and he's going to very astutely listen and observe.
Okay, so for the next several minutes or so, they are making conversation with themselves. You see one sort of like go off from the table to sort of like go to a bathroom. You see another one sort of like go to a far corner in the room, just to sort of like walk a little bit and stretch. And as soon as there is one left or whatever, you see him begin to sort of like take a drink from his mug, and all of a sudden you see him begin to like you see him like cough up and, like, spit very exaggeratedly or whatever. And as soon as you see him finish, like, coughing or whatever, he immediately, like, takes his mug and he just starts, like, very angrily stomping towards the bartender stool, to which Embers, and you recognize him, and Zeke, this would be your first time seeing him, but you see a relatively younger looking red dragonborn. His name is Shendor, Embers. As he looks over to you and says, "Oh, is there anything that I can help you with?" "Hell yeah, there's something you can help me with." And he immediately, like, takes his mug and, like, shoves his drink into his face. As he says, "There was a goddamn rock in this thing! What the fuck is happening over here?"
That is the point at which Embers is going to get up. And he is, in a display that I don't think is quite expected, actually going to grab this guy by the back of his shirt and pull him away. "Hey, buddy, it's a busy night. Guy's clearly stressed. Maybe you could tone it down a bit."
Make a... I'm gonna say, give me a grappling check.
I can't do that shit.
Wait, there's a section for grappling?
It's basically athletics if you're the attacker.
And athletics or acrobatics if you're the defender.
Oh. Oh dear.
With a unnatural one, as soon as you grab him, he immediately sort of, like, pulls his arm back, and he goes, "The fuck is your problem, cat?" And as soon as he says that, the one coming out of the bathroom, sort of, like, conveniently turns a corner, and, it goes, "Hey, what's this all about? This fucking, this stupid-ass bartender put a damn rock in my drink. What? The fuck is this?" And then he also immediately just sort of, like, trying to, like, stick up for his friend or whatever. At this point, you actually see Shendor is, like, kind of scared looking. Like, he's starting to kind of, like, almost get gaslit a little bit. It's like, oh shit, was there a rock in this thing?
Sorry, go ahead, Zeke.
Yeah, so Zeke is actually going to, like, back away. He's going to look surprised at everything going on. There's two people directly in front of where, like, the bartending stools are. And he's going to try and, like, slowly mosey his way over towards the individual who was stretching. Like, try to make it as nonchalant as possible. And he's gonna try and reach out to him, and it's just like, "Psst. Hey, buddy, you got a minute?"
Who are you
Specifically,
talking to?
specifically the one that was stretching earlier, that walked away, that was stretching.
Before we continue with that, Nick and Alonzo, you're currently trying to listen for, like, the commotion to start, right?
Basically.
Essentially, yeah.
I would like for you to go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Have
Come-
advantage on the.
Come on, Nick. You got those.
You do have your shield, so you do have advantage on this.
Come on, Nick. Use those big
Oh my
old
God.
ears of yours.
Look at me with them big
Alright,
old ears.
so a 15 and a 9. You hear, like, the faintest bit of murmuring. As for back to Ezekiel real quick. You're trying to get a word with this guy, right?
A word with the individual who's kind of away from the action. He's not with the man with the mug, and he's not with the man who came from the restroom. So,
Okay,
Um,
so... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like, psst, hey buddy, you got a minute?
As soon as you do that, he immediately turns around, is actually surprised by your face, considering you have no eyes and you are bats. And he like backs up and goes, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Immediately Zeke is gonna go like, yeah, I know, I am the prettiest guy you've ever seen. I need to talk to you.
What? I'm just doing my own thing here. Leave me alone.
No. Look. I saw that you were here, wanted to socialize, and he's gonna lean in and he's gonna be like, and I know exactly what you're planning.
I'm gonna say, make an intimidation check.
Let's freaking go.
Hey,
Charisma rogue.
I still need to
Charisma
roll
rogue.
on my end.
Yeah.
Okay. I swear if he
Yeah,
rolls
no
a nat
way.
20. Yeah, I was
Um,
gonna say.
As soon as you say that out loud, he sort of like stops in place. He is still sort of like looking at you and, you know, is tense, but he is not moving and he is silent. Meanwhile, the rest of his friends are still like badgering the bartender Shendor.
So may I interject?
Go ahead.
If they're trying to cause a commotion and they're so worried about something, I think Embers wants to give them something to be worried about. And it's like, come on, man. What kind of bar has rocks in it? Clearly that's not his fault. Give the guy a break, and he's gonna pat him on the back, and I'm going to use this feature, Ignite,
Oh.
to start a fire on his clothes.
Oh.
Small at
all
first, but quickly building enough for him to have something else to worry about.
Okay. Okay. We're going there. All right. So, Embers, you. Well, actually, where on his clothes are you touching?
Just like his back, to make it seem like an innocuous pat on his back. And since he's wearing a cloak, right?
Yeah. They're all wearing like hooded winter clothes, which would include like a scarf or a cloak.
Yeah, those can burn.
Yeah,
so
they
that's
can
gonna
burn.
happen.
Okay. I'm going to say, make a sleight of hand check for me, real quick.
Oh baby, am I good or bad at these? Let's find out.
All right,
15.
15.
Pretty decent.
Okay.
Damn, +3. Holy crap, that's amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
As soon as you sort of like how do you reach down and like pat him? Are you like being like de-escalating, or like how are you like patting him down?
He's being de-escalating. Like, it's a firm pat on the back, like, get it together. But he's not, like, trying to smack him.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, as soon as you like pat him, he immediately backs up and pulls out a short sword at you, and he goes, he's continuing to like act erratic, where he goes, "Hey, the fuck is your And then he immediately like looks over towards the end of his scarf as, please describe to me how this thing like ignites and how fast it spreads.
So, as soon as he pulls the short sword on Embers, Embers is pretending to be helpless, and he's like, whoa, there's no need for that, just trying to be calm. And then, what starts as billowing smoke rapidly starts to increase down the length of his scarf until it looks like his neck is wreathed in flames.
Oh god.
Which is
Oh.
quickly spreading across.
Jesus Christ, that happens real quick.
No, this is
Well,
actually called a flash fire. It can happen to your clothes if they're if they're made with a lot of cotton.
Exactly.
All right.
The more you know, I
Okay.
guess.
Well, I mean, since you do that, you see, as soon as he quickly realizes that he is, his cloak is caught on fire, he immediately panics and begins trying very rapidly to take it off. Because of the way you described this, I'm actually going to roll damage for him. Ooh.
After you do that, can I add
Uh,
one more thing to be salt in the wound?
Sure.
Jeez.
Please go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, wow, max damage.
Plus.
Because of how much he has to take off, and how quickly it spreads, he has taken 12 points of fire damage.
Jesus, that's more than a cantrip.
Oh my lord.
The pyromaniac returns, baby.
As obviously,
Apparently.
the spectacle in the middle of the bar is going on, Ezekiel is going to once again talk to his quote-unquote associate. And he's going to make mention to him, and it's just like, I know you and your chuckleheads have a plan here, and I know Mr. Moneybags is somewhere around the corner ready to stop this little shindig of yours. So if you value your lives, you and your friends are going to turn the fuck around and leave.
As soon as you say that, I would like for you to make a intimidation check with disadvantage, because as soon as you say this, the other guys' clothes catch on fire.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Alright, that's
damn it.
unfortunately gonna be a 10.
Aw.
Everything becomes distracted as the rest of the mead hall immediately goes in a bit of an uproar as, all of a sudden a guy's clothes catch on fire. Nick and Alonzo, go ahead and re-roll your perception checks. The DC is lowered.
Come
The thing,
Supposed to not cause a scene.
23.
the thing I wanted to add, I'm sorry, I ruined it already, but I have to commit now because Embers is pissed off. He's like, "Oh no, that's awful. Don't worry, I'll help you." And then he dumps the drink he was bitching about onto the fire, full well
Oh no!
knowing that alcohol
God.
can enhance fire.
All right. I'm
Fuck.
going to say, because of this intimidation check, what is your passive perception, Ezekiel?
How do I figure that out again?
It
It's,
is 10 plus whatever your proficiency score is.
I thought it
He's
was
told
10
me a
plus
sheet
your,
as well.
Or
like-
not proficiency, perception. Shop.
Yes. So it should be at the very bottom of skills. That should say it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
12.
both have P's, sorry.
Hmm.
12.
So 12? Alright. Okay, so this will be rolled straight.
Oh, great.
Does
but we're doing
does a soft 20 hit?
Well, yeah. Yes,
Alright,
it does.
So, with a soft 20, as soon as, you were saying, you and your friends here need to get the fuck out of here now. It's just a big uproar happens, everybody is distracted, and then all of a sudden you feel as an arrow hits you straight in the back.
Oh, count for how much?
As the first hooded figure from before suddenly whips out his bow and shoots you.
Specifically.
Yes. You take 6 points of piercing damage,
Oh, lovely.
plus an additional 6 of sneak attack damage.
Wonderful.
And,
that's 12 altogether.
Yeah. So, anyway, Nick and Alonzo, specifically Alonzo, you
Yeah.
hear the commotion in the mead, go from 0 to 100, as you think you see a tiny little bit of fire through the window.
Uh-oh. We need to go now.
Um,
What's our plan here? Do we just fight, or do I need to scare them, or what?
We fight! And Nick is going to Misty step out the door.
oh, well,
All
I guess
right.
you're getting this, Alonzo.
You are asleep.
No, he's freaking me awake if he wants to give us
Oh.
real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to like help before they like rush out the door, like cast a spell that doesn't require concentration or something. But anyway, is Alonzo wearing armor?
No, I don't think so.
No. In that case, he's going to like tap you on the shoulder and cast mage armor.
I think Mage Armor is only a self spell.
No, it's a touch spell actually.
Oh, neat! Cool!
Yeah.
But is the target self?
No.
A
Uh,
willing creature who isn't wearing armor. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So, yeah,
you can
I'll
do
give him
that.
that then.
It's a good familiar combo. You can put
Ooh.
mage armor on your familiars and then give them dragon breath, and then they just
Yeah.
give it to a crow, and they just become a sweeping menace.
Cool, so, okay, my AC is a bit better then. Yay.
Yeah. All
Awesome.
right. So you now have the mage armor AC calculation.
Yeah.
So,
As-
I would like yes.
Real quick, he's just as Alonzo's like about to like leave, Merkin will just kind of encourage
quick,
him
quick.
a little, just like
Go ahead.
knock him
Go.
dead, Alonzo.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, it is time, everyone, for a motherfucking bar fight.
Oh, sweet! Enemy blitzkrieg. Let's go.
All right. So we are gonna shift maps here.
Oh, do we have a tavern map? Hey, we do.
All right. So Ezekiel, place yourself here.
Place
Merkin,
myself.
or not Merkin. Embers, place yourself here.
Here? Like right here?
Yes, you got it right. And Embers over here.
Hang on. Damn sheet's in the way.
All right. And I would like for Nick and Alonzo to place themselves down here.
Like outside still, or?
Yes. Because you had chose to wait, you are starting this outside here.
I mean,
And that's fair.
I move like 30 miles an hour. I can get in there as fast as I can.
Right.
Yeah.
So, with that said, everybody, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Alrighty.
Actually, wait. Hold on. Okay, now roll initiative.
Cool. I have advantage on these as well.
You do indeed.
So,
12 and 11. So we're gonna turn that back to 12.
I already did.
Alright, and, system, stop this. Alright, there we go. And, we need, who are we missing?
Ezekiel.
Zeke.
Ezekiel, you didn't
I
click
rolled
your
a-
token.
My bad. I guess,
There we go. Put this in order. Alright, there we go. Whew. Alright. So, top of the order list, is actually 3 of these guys. I'm so sorry.
Shit.
Oh, we need to add our information every time to these little circles?
What?
Oh,
Means
we
every
need-
Every time it's a new map,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, yes.
I had no effing idea.
Yeah, it's dumb. I hate it, but yeah.
we need to switch
So-
to Foundry.
No, we don't. That's gonna be real complicated. Anyways, go on.
Alright, so, let's see here. So, the first ones who are gonna go is, this guy who shot you in the back, Ezekiel, and this guy. So, this one right here is gonna go ahead and take another shot at you, Ezekiel. With a natural 3, it will not hit.
Okay.
Yes, Jesse?
I just said yay. Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one right here is also going to take a shot at Embers. Natural 7 will miss. This one right here will go ahead and whip out his own short sword to take a swing at you. Does a... Let me see here. Does a 21 hit?
It will.
Alright. That's going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Lovely.
And, oof, that's going to be an extra 9 sneak attack on top of that.
Oh, lovely. Okay,
They get
so that's
sneak
18
attack?
in total.
So they,
These are rogues, yes.
well, normally they need to have like another ally nearby or have advantage.
Oh, okay. Right. Take the extra 9 off. Alright, when you're done with that, Ezekiel, it is now your turn.
Sweet! Awesome! After being shot and stabbed, currently in the midst of dying, he is going to look at the person in front of him, and he's just gonna go, "Oh, this is..." And he's just gonna, like, gesture to him, and it's just like, "The biggest mistake of your life." And he is going to... Well, I'm looking at my thing like I have something fancy to do. No, I don't. He is going to pull out his dagger, and he is going to try and make a stab for the individual in front of him.
Alright, go ahead and roll to hit. 16 just barely hits. You do get sneak attack off of this because you're a swashbuckler, so go ahead and roll.
Alright. So this is the damage for the dagger. And then
8 piercing,
sneak
max
attack.
damage. Woo! 19
Nice.
points of damage on your first hit. Well done.
So, oh, no, not done. Bonus action.
No.
That will also hit.
So he's gonna lean in, like, almost like... Since he pulled out his dagger, he's just gonna lean in, having stabbed into, like, his abdomen area, almost like into, like, a kiss, pushing him to the wall.
Ooh.
And then
Alright.
he's just gonna say it is like, it's just like, "Why don't you put that shit down? I'm feeling romantical." And he's gonna open his mouth wide, and he is going to, very stereotypically, bite into his neck.
Vampire style.
Yep.
Well, sadly, you don't get any, like, HP back for it, but you do deal an extra 6 points of piercing damage for a grand total of 25 on this turn to this guy.
Oof.
Not the hot mouth. I did not block that overhead. That killed me.
We have successfully corrupted Spectrum. I'm so happy. But
Okay.
yeah, with that turn done, is there anything else you would like to do?
No, me and this man are intertwined right now.
Alright.
Until he's down to the floor, me and him are having a very serious conversation.
Damn, it's a shame Nick can't see this.
Alright, in that case, Nick, it is now your turn. You are currently outside of the mead hall, looking to race your way inside.
Well, you know what I'm doing. Gotta go fast.
Alright. Let it rip.
All right. 3, 4, 5, 6. Get in here. I see men with weapons drawn. I see my allies in danger.
See this guy on fire.
Probably deserves it. 4, just in time. As Nick races in, sees what's happened, and is gonna go for the good stab.
Alright.
Just
go
the stab,
ahead
he's
and-
the good stab.
Yeah.
All right, with Zephyr Strike, I have advantage.
Hell yeah.
27.
Right, 23 or 27 definitely hits.
Just Yeah, skewer.
All right, for 11 points of damage. Well done.
And an extra D8 for Zephyr Strike.
For an extra 2 on top of that.
Alright, I'm going to, let's see. Extra attack, I'm going to stab him again.
All right,
18.
18 will hit. Does Ever Strike only apply once?
It's just the first strike.
Okay, so 10 points of piercing damage on top of that. Well done. All right. Anything else for your turn while you're here?
That is my bonus action, movement, and action. Nick's just going to be, like, blade deep in this guy. He's going to say, "Hey, g'day, mates. You're going to die."
All right, Alonzo, it is now your turn.
Cool. Are there people like running out, like regular bar patrons and stuff?
You see about, like, maybe 4 or 5 people head out, because now there's potentially a fire.
Oh yeah, I need to fix that. Well, no, it's just the one guy on fire, right?
Yes.
Oh, he'll
But
be
he
fine.
is taking
Dime builds
off said
character.
clothes, which can catch on to the other wood parts.
Shit. Okay. I have something that can take care of a fire, no matter how big it gets, I think. So, I will rush in. 6. See a lot of chaos happening.
Oh, yeah.
And I will do a more support-ish type thing, if you'll allow me.
Go right ahead.
I will cast Conjure Animals,
Ooh.
and I will summon... I don't know what CR they would be, but I'm going to try and go maybe with like the 8 beasts of challenge rating 1 quarter, and summon some of the bees from the woods here.
Oh, no. All right.
But I'm not going to have them attack just to make this a bit easier on us.
Mhm.
I want to put 1 on every person in this room, including myself, to give all my allies the help action to get advantage, and to give all of them disadvantage by, like, you know, buzzing in their face and stuff like that, if you'll allow me.
Oh. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
So right now we're just imagining, you know, the dire woolly bees just sort
Yep.
of like buzzing around, all parties involved.
Yeah, but they're gonna, like, hinder the rogues and help my allies.
Right. Please describe how this happens.
What's all this greenery up here?
It is, sort of like, it's, what do you call it? What do you call, like, little, they're like little, vines that you would see draped
Garlands
down
and holly?
in some restaurants. Yeah.
I'll say, like, that starts to, like, grow a little bit until it, like, forms a flower, even though, like, holly doesn't grow flowers like that. And bees will just pop out of them.
Magic, baby.
So, in the middle of this chaos, you see this unnatural flower begin to grow out of the side of the stem like a mushroom. And then as the head sort of like blooms, it's just like a horde of bees just like come out of this flower and surround all of you guys.
To the glad tidings of some, and to the chagrin of others.
Yeah.
Great. That is your action. Is there a bonus action you would like to do?
Yeah, hold on just a second. I will simply do my regular shifting.
Ooh.
And that will get me level plus con 5, 8 temporary hit points.
And you also have mage armor, don't forget.
Yep, I know. Just gonna make sure I don't go down.
You become Burb as you summon Bee.
Yep.
Alright.
I'd like to imagine how freaked everyone is like a giant bird person busts through the door, lifts up a staff, and says, "Bee!" bees! And then a swarm just appears.
Insert the fucking Oprah gif here.
Good.
Jeez.
Damn, this is taking the birds and the bees a little too seriously.
This is serious.
We made that joke already.
Yeah, we did. But it's fun
All
still.
right, Embers, it is now your turn. The guy right in front of you is on fire and is now being surrounded by bees, as well as you.
Yeah.
I'll let this be a lesson. Be good to your food service workers. So you all already know what I'm about.
Yeah.
Fireball.
Okay.
I'm a quicken spell.
Uh-huh.
And now I actually get to use this spell for a good reason. I'm gonna cast Wither and Bloom.
Hooray!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm
Oh yeah, yeah.
centering it here.
But you're not here because Zeke's hurt.
Well,
Oh,
I
he's
centered
in front of
the
you.
Oh,
I
sorry, go
centered
ahead.
the damage somewhere else, and then I centered the healing somewhere else.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because from the looks of it, we're across tables.
Gotcha.
Come on, work with me here. So 10 feet from this bitch, which should only hit him,
Mhm.
and no, it won't work. I will simply have to roll these bones, I guess. Well, it's creatures I choose, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this guy over here is gonna take 2d6 of necrotic damage if he fails to save, and then half as much.
What's the save he needs to beat?
Constitution save, DC 15.
And he has disadvantage from my bees swarming him.
All right. Well, the disadvantage turned it into a natural 1.
Hell yeah!
It's just
So
a,
he takes 2 necrotic damage.
Whole necrotic damage, yeah!
And the healing, and Ezekiel, you will get back 9 points of healing.
Oh, bless. Let's go.
just bees are in this guy's mouth. He's like,
You're so good at making that noise.
Remember, it's not like a bunch of tiny bees. It's 8 very big bees.
These are the woolly bees out in the little
Grove,
snowed-in
essentially.
forest. Yeah.
I fucking forgot.
Yeah.
it's just a bee that's like trying to pollinate his face. It's,
They're just smacking him.
Yeah. Ezekiel, you actually see one bee in particular like buzzing around you, but it doesn't seem to be like malicious towards you specifically.
It's trying to buzz you like where to hit him.
Exactly.
we have woolly bee nobbies.
I'm getting a halo of pollen around me.
All right.
Okay.
So, anything else for your turn?
Yes, and after he casts that spell with a brandish of his brazier like he's actually a trained staffman, he flings the fire in it towards this guy that Nick is on over here, and he does this to cast Firebolt.
Nice.
All right. 20 will hit.
Bam.
For 9 points of fire damage. Well done.
And that's my turn.
Alright, so, it is, finally this guy's turn right in front of you. He will finally finish taking off his, flaming clothes for an extra 2 points of fire damage. Over here, yep. And now that he is finally, I will actually say, because you had forced him to disrobe, you have also taken away his armor bonus.
Perfect.
Nice.
So he has lower AC than the other guys. But he still has his weapons, and he is going to make a short sword attack against you.
Try me, bitch.
With disadvantage. is a natural 4, so that will miss. Okay, so top of the order list are the 3 guys at the start. So this guy right here is going to go first. He is going to make a short sword attack on you with disadvantage because of the bees. That's a natural 20 on the first one, and a natural 1.
Go bees!
Alright.
The bee.
Go bees.
Oh, bees.
This guy is once again gonna make a bow attack on you, Embers, but he will have disadvantage on this.
This is a fucking.
Again, a natural 20 on the first roll,
Ooh.
God.
and does a 14 hit.
It does, unfortunately.
All right, he will not have sneak attack on this because he was rolling with disadvantage.
Then these bees were actually a really clutch idea.
Yeah.
You take 9 points of piercing damage.
Ouchie.
And this guy right here, who you have
Mooching, by the
right
way.
now, that you are mooching with, he's going to reciprocate, and by reciprocate, I mean he's going to try and stab you with a short sword in an attempt to get you off of him. Again with disadvantage. Does a 12 hit.
It will not.
All right. You continue to have him like locked around in your jaws. And with that said, it is your turn again.
Alrighty. Indeed. Still feeling very romantical. So,
Nah.
second verse, same as the first. But less up.
All right. 25 will hit. Go ahead, roll damage. All right, for 6 points of piercing damage, roll your sneak attack on top of that for 14 points of damage. Well done.
And bless. Thank you, B.
And,
Thank you, Bees, for
You do
advantage.
have advantage on this, so yep, that's a 23. Go ahead. For 5. Okay. He is just barely there.
Son of a bitch! Oh, you could have just given it to me. Oh.
All right,
Ezekiel.
Zeke is gonna twist the knife and he's just gonna like grow his fangs so they're technically deeper in.
Oh, deeper, you say?
I'm all about that up close and personal interaction. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Alright.
Evidently.
So, anything else for your turn?
No, me and this man are still smooching. Leave me alone.
Okay, fine. Nick, you're up.
Zeke, you hear behind you. Mine.
Oh no!
Coming in with a kill assist. Kill secure.
Oh no!
He says kill secure, but immediately afterwards there's gonna be words. Words will be exchanged. But anyway, continue.
He is going to dig the short sword deeper into this guy in front of him.
All right, roll the hit.
Will you allow me double advantage because I have the bead and Zephyr Strike?
No.
I mean,
There's double
double
advantage.
advantage is negligible because there's only advantage.
Wait, does that make it disadvantage because it's a double advantage?
No.
All right.
Here we go.
Yeah. 27 will hit
Bless up, bees.
for 7 points of damage.
And Zephyr Strike.
He is just barely hanging
I
on.
hate everything. I am hating the words just and barely.
I'm going to use my bonus action to add an extra D8 to this with my planar warrior.
Okay, I will go ahead and say then that that will bring him down. How do you do this?
Nick pulls the short sword out and says, "When it all goes dark, no, you deserve this." And I'm going to non-lethally knock him out by jamming the hilt of my short sword into his sternum and knock the wind out of him.
All right. He falls unconscious and is out of this fight.
All right.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
I'm going to zip over here, jump on this table, and I'm gonna let it whip with advantage.
From the beam.
Oh.
20.
Oh, hey.
All right, 20 will hit. You don't need to roll damage. How do you kill secure, Zeke?
I get on the table, I let my whip out, wrap it around this guy's neck, and it's kind of just pry him off of Zeke. And straight up, fuck, what am I thinking?
You know what?
Mortal
I'll
Kombat
stop
just
you-
tossed this
I'll-
guy over here.
I'll stop
Oh.
you for a second. How do you tag team do this?
Okay.
Oh.
So Zeke is going to immediately suddenly feel his jaws loosen, and his victim is going to be taken away from him. He's like, what?
What? What was
It's
that?
just in confusion, and then he's just gonna see the dude fly over. And he's just gonna look over and see Nick, and he's just gonna be like, "The hell, boss man! Was having a conversation."
What? I thought you liked double teaming.
Hey.
Not the point. This one was personal.
Oh, well, you can get personal with him later once we interrogate him.
And he's going to disheveledly and disgruntledly just remove the arrow that's still embedded in his back, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, stupid little."
I mean, there's still that guy over there.
You stomp on the guy's corpse, which brings him unconscious.
Jesus.
I know that's a weird sentence to say. Shut up.
Yes. In context
Um,
of everything going on, it's all good.
All right. With that said, Alonzo, it is now your turn.
Is the fire close that this guy threw off? Is it actually like spreading?
I will say that if you do not attend to it, it is going to spread to the stool over here and a little bit onto this table.
6. But no, I want to make sure this guy doesn't move out of the way. So 5, 6. Just make sure he won't escape. I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But Alonso's like, excuse me, sorry.
Enormous bird. Hello there.
Water, fire's gone now.
All right, Embers.
Flooded.
In the middle of your fight, middle of your little scuffle with this guy over here, as he's taking off his flaming clothes, right as you're about to see the, the fire begin to like spread onto the bar stool. For a brief moment, your heart thumps hard because you realize, oh shit. This whole place is made out of wood. This is the lifeblood of the whole town. If this goes up in flames, this whole city is ruined. And then before you can even, like, doom think anymore, all of a sudden, you, as well as the guy in front of you, and both of the bees are completely drenched in a torrent of water that just splashes from on top.
Oh.
Jesus.
Also, there's a
Sorry.
bunch of like alcohol and beer behind the counter, so this place would go up like a firecracker.
You
Yeah.
actually see Shendor, who has been hiding over here, also sort of like get drenched.
I had control flames. I was gonna put it out. I
Well, I
had it
didn't
under
know.
control.
I didn't know that. So.
If I weren't in terrible pain, I would say, it's kind of bad luck to water a cat. Just saying.
Is it?
Yeah, dry
Yeah.
fast.
And
You
then
do.
Alonzo takes a deep breath and then uses my last wild shape today to go to starry form.
Yay!
And we'll go archer to just attack this guy.
Alright, roll the
bonus, the bonus action. I have advantage.
You do have advantage with the bees. 19 will hit.
Advantage with bees.
11 points of damage. Well done.
Radiant damage.
Proficient in bees.
And I'm still just awkwardly standing next to this guy with the bow. I'm like, hi. Sorry.
Cosmic
Alright.
Owl stands next to him, like it's like they're waiting for the bus. He's like, "Hi."
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Passive intimidation.
Embers, it is now your turn. It's not very often you feel cold, but like, you feel your whole body drenched in water, and then you finally feel sort of like the stray gusts of like Arctic wind from outside sort of like brush up against you, and it feels very icky on you.
Twice in one day, I haven't felt this cold in years.
I'm sorry.
It's my own fault. All right. So, firstly, is control flames is an action because everything that's mundane to do in this game is an action.
Pick up a mug.
Well,
Oh,
it's-
congratulations, you wasted your turn.
It's been put out anyway, so might as well go whole hog. I kind of shake it off, and his fur is already kind of starting to get dry. Why don't we make this a little more fitting?
Oh yeah?
Magic missile.
Yeah!
And
Magic
I'm going to
missile.
cast this spell at 3rd level.
Ooh,
Oh,
Ooh.
smudge.
so that's 5
First can be
darts.
non-missile, right?
Yes.
Technically no.
Wait, what?
Okay. Well, it's happening either way.
Yeah.
First 3 is on this guy that Alonzo is right next to.
Alright.
Another one is
roll
going
damage.
towards this guy.
No, this man is dead. This man is out of commission. He is
Oh
gone.
yeah.
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
take
that's
this
right.
out. There we go.
I forgot. And another one is going to this guy.
Alright, so just so I'm aware, there's 2 missiles so far.
Yes.
Are they spread out one apiece so far?
No,
Okay.
they're both on this guy.
Okay. Alright, so far that's 6 points of force damage.
Three
And I'm going to
darts
give him one more.
3.
Another 3.
3.
3 is the
Three.
magic number.
Three.
Yes, it is. It's a magic number.
Yep.
Okay.
Man
then the
turned
last-
into Jubilee for that attack.
And the last 2 are going to be on this gentleman that's right next to me.
Alright, roll them bones.
Pop.
3 and
4.
for a grand total of 7 on him. Well done. Anything
Yeah.
else for your turn?
I would like to retroactively spend the points to make that,
A quicken. Alright.
yeah, for the bonus.
Alright.
And then bonk.
Well, an 18 does hit, actually.
Gotta make it non-lethal. Shit.
For 2 bludgeoning damage.
Bonk.
You
Oh.
really be feeling that mage attack power.
That's not supposed to be with strength. Can't you wield quarterstaffs with dex?
Yes.
You can.
Really?
Okay. So,
what would it be? What's your dex mod?
so instead of -1, that would be +3. So that'd be 6.
So
Yeah.
6 bludgeoning?
6
Yes.
bludgeoning.
Okay, so an extra 4 on what you rolled. Alright, there you go. Alright. Anything else for your turn?
That's my turn. So for all of
Alright.
his flourishes, he's like slinging little blue bolts of fire that are actually hitting with force, and then he just whacks this guy on the head like he's using a mallet.
Nice. Alright, top of the order list, this guy right here, seeing as everything has immediately gone haywire, he is actually gonna go and use disengage. Well, he's going to cutting action disengage, and then he is going to use. Well, actually, you know what? I'll just do it like this. He's going to cunning action and regular action dash. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can roll attack of opportunity if you want, Alonzo.
But he disengaged, didn't he?
No, I took it back. I said he's double dashing.
Okay, cool. Shit, all I have is a quarterstaff as well, so...
Go ahead.
Nat 20?
Alright, nat 20. Go ahead.
4.
And he is, he's going to basically hightail it out of there. 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16. So he's already at the bottom map. And Alonzo, I would like for you to go ahead and roll me a perception as he's running out.
12.
12. Let me see here.
He's got a bee attached to him. Can he tell me what he's saying?
He isn't saying anything, but because he has a bee on him, you are able to hear this.
Yeah.
Because of disadvantage, I guess. So, Alonzo, you watch as this guy is immediately like, well, fuck this, as he starts hightailing it out of there, and he runs into somebody and falls on top of him.
Oh.
He ran into Shandar.
Oh.
Like, collided into him, and they both fell down prone. With the rest of his movement, since he's so fast, he immediately sort of leaves the scene as is. And Shandar, as he gets up, he looks very confused as he peeks into the tavern. It's like, what the fuck? And I would like for everybody in this moment to go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Woo,
Uh-oh.
17! Let's go!
12.
I don't like what
17,
this
12,
request
7,
implies.
and a natural 20. So,
Yo, Whisker, stab me up! Let's go!
Embers, in the middle of this chaos, you look across to the tavern door and you see just outside is Shandar, with snow on the back of his clothes, and he looks there and realizes what is happening, and you just see, like, the biggest look of horror on his face. Like, he seems paralyzed in fear.
Shit.
Ezekiel's going to immediately chime in and say, "Oh, hey! You would not believe it. There was some crazy action here, but it's okay. We totally took care of it. Isn't that right, everyone?"
We're totally
And it's
taking
just
care
kinda
of
like-
it.
You say as you're headlocking this last guy.
I was having a conversation, all right?
Okay, so
The bar
here's
patrons can vouch for me. They all saw I was having a conversation, okay? They shot first.
Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you this above table. So right now, if you let Shandar go, right now, he is going to completely, like, run away. And when I say run away, I mean he is going to run the fuck out of town and to God knows where. If you want, you can send one or the majority of you to, like, go get him. Otherwise, if you let him go, this is probably going to be the last time you see this guy.
Nick will definitely want to go after him.
Okay, so I will go ahead and say that Shandar will go ahead and, like, on the same term as this guy, he's also gonna, like, start running. We'll get to that in a second, but top of the order list is, well, it was that guy who just ran. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up combat here. Ezekiel, it is now your turn.
So combat is done. I do not need to worry about this.
No. There's still this one guy left.
Oh, okay.
The
All right.
other guy who was at the top of the order list just bamped out of there.
Alrighty. So I'm going to look like a total boss and acrobat my way over here.
Parkour.
Yep. And just kind of like, flip and twist and, jump over these tables. Look at this guy and his disheveled ways. And and this was the screwball that got his clothes immolated. And it's just gonna be like, going to non-lethally try and hit him with the back of my short sword.
All right, 17 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 6 and your sneak attack on top of that. All right, how do you do this?
So after rolling off the chairs and seeing that he is he is worse for wear in every way, Zeke is gonna roll on over and be like, "Hey, not how you imagined this night would go, huh?" And he is immediately going to just kind of like door knock his head with the bat, like the hilt of his short sword, and just kind of like bap him to the ground. And just look over him, and then he's immediately going to look over to Embers and give him a high five. Yeah, high five.
Insert the sound effect again.
Yep.
Also,
All
thank
right,
thank you, Future Grey, for putting in that sound.
It's gonna be
Nah.
really awkward if it isn't there.
It's perfectly fine if it isn't. It's in my soul, in spirit.
All right.
Nicely
so,
done, Sonar. Nicely done.
I
Alright,
couldn't have done it without you, Whiskers.
I'm stopping the music for now, but we're gonna still go on the turn order for just a second. Nick, it is now your turn.
All right. Nick, seeing that the situation is handled now, is going to free action drop his rope and is going to shout and say, "You lots handle these guys here, so I'm going to go chase down the ones that escaped." And he is going to main action dash and move 120 feet. They're not going to escape me.
All right, so I'm going to shift back over to the Goodmead map. So here is my little conundrum for you, Nick. You, by virtue of your build and the fact that you have gotten a head start on anybody, there is no way for the rest of the party to immediately catch up with you. So here is the conundrum. You know that one of the one that got away ran ahead of Shandar, and they have gone essentially in opposite directions. Because the rest of your party is behind you, you essentially get one good shot in tracking down either one of these guys. And I will say, it'll be easier to find Shandar than it is the last sort of like thug that got away. So I'm giving you the choice of like, do you want to look for Shandar or do you want to look for this last thug?
As much as Nick would love to hunt down that last thug, he understands that Shandor, albeit in some dirty, in something maybe dirty, is still a civilian that may be in trouble if I don't get to him. He's gonna run away and try to go into hiding, and I can't help him if he does that. and more than likely, he's going to be hiding towards his grave because he's not going to be able to survive and hide from the fucking Thieves Guild. So right now, more than anything, he needs protection. And Nick,
All right.
being the hero, is going to go after that.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me a survival check.
All right.
The DC that you are trying to beat is 15.
I have.
Still has... Yeah, he still has the bee, so...
I mean, I have
You
a.
still have the beat!
It doesn't really matter. I don't think the bees can keep up with me, but because I'm a ranger in my natural environment.
I like to imagine the bee is like clinging onto your shoulder and you're going so fast, so it's just like whipping behind you, like ah!
Its wings are almost falling off from the sheer G-force.
Alrighty,
go
survival.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
25.
Alright, 25.
Easiest roll of his life, not even a worry.
Yeah, so, Nick, you get to about here, and you realize there are two sets of footprints that have broken off. One, which you can pretty tell is the one that got away, is going north this way. The other ones, which you assume are Shandar's because of the thicker footprints, are going the opposite way. And that's when it hits you that when you first talked to Shandar for the first time, you had talked with him at, the loggers' cabin. That's where he works. That's where he made a name for himself in this town, essentially. So you realize that if he is trying to, run away, he may or may not be going over there to, quickly gather belongings before he gets the fuck out of here.
Well, either way, I'm gonna follow his tracks. I'm effectively moving at double his maximum speed. So
You'll beat him there and be waiting there for him, essentially.
Yeah. I will go ahead and say... I will say that right as you get to, the front door here, as soon as you, open it, you actually hear, a bit of a few thuds and a commotion from the second floor of this place, as you hear lots of sounds of shuffling from what would essentially be the quarters of this logging cabin.
can I be a little sneaky shit and sneak up on him?
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
21.
Alright, 21. You climb up the stairs, and you see, Shandar is in the middle of essentially, packing his clothes, packing whatever belongings he has, very much heavily out of breath, as he is just trying to pack up as quickly as he can and get the fuck out of here. And as he, turns the corner to walk back down the stairs, what do you do?
Nick is just... As he turns around, he immediately sees Nick just leaning on the door frame, kind of doing that coin flip thing with the symbol.
Like you have the Zentarium emblem thing?
Yeah. Where are you going, mate?
As soon as he turns and sees you, he immediately falls backwards, and is, panting heavily as he says, hey, mate! What are you doing here? How did you get here?
I'm just really, really fast. I'm really good at hunting.
Well, good for you. Sorry, but, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, what's your hurry? You wouldn't want to leave town all of a sudden.
Go ahead and... I guess this would be intimidation, wouldn't it?
I mean, Nick's too smiley to be intimidation. He's too friendly.
That's definitely intimidation.
Yeah, that's a 7. Shandar is going to get his pack and says, "Sorry, but it's a really hurry. I don't have the time to elaborate." And he's going
Oh,
to
you don't
try
need-
and walk out the door.
You don't need to elaborate. I already know your biz.
He is going to, because you've essentially blocked the door, and seeing as how you're armed and he isn't, he is actually going to sort of like collapse towards, like, he falls sort of like backwards into like one of the legs of like one of the cots, as he's just like, him as a civilian, now he's like catching his breath, and the fatigue of a regular civilian catches up with him, and as he goes, "Look, I don't mean any harm to anyone, just please let me out of here."
You just need to answer a few questions. Honestly, if you'd be so kind.
You see him sort of like, he is still breathing heavy. He is just very much out of breath, and he is cornered. What do you do?
First things first, I want to make it blatantly clear that I kind of caught wind that you may have had some debts with a certain Maxi.
Say that again?
Maxwell or whatever, the Zentaran leader guy.
Alright, 1 second. I will fix this. Nathaniel Maxeldanar is his name.
Well, Maxeldanyar. I'm still calling him Maxi.
Maxeldanyar.
Maxeldanyar.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nathaniel, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were trying to say, Jesse?
I have his name as Nerith Maxeldanyar.
Oh, Nerith Maxeldanyar, thank you.
Cool.
So, Nerith got his hooks in you, is what I'm assuming.
As soon as he, I'm gonna say, high or low?
We're high rollers!
Alright, you want high.
You won't get high.
Where is my single digits? There they are.
We are high rollers.
Low.
Damn
So, as soon as you say, it's like, oh, I kind of got tipped off that you, know, Nerith Maxeldanar, he immediately sort of, like, puts his hands on your shoulder, almost sort of, like, shoves you down as he says, "Who told you that? I didn't do anything wrong. Who sold me out?"
The idiots that were trying to rob us on the outskirts of town. They let it slide.
You see, he realizes that they didn't do it on purpose, but that doesn't really help anything.
Yeah, Nick is going to say, "Look, I get it. You're scared, and you're nervous.
No, you don't get it. I was supposed to go in there,
And,
but if that isn't happening, I need to get out of here now."
I mean, the whole purpose was to make you look like a hero, so more people would vote for you, is that right?
You see him again sort of just like stutter and like tense up as you are essentially telling him the truth. And he once again reiterates, like, please let me go. You'll never see me again, I promise. Just, please, I need to get away from here as soon as possible.
And why is that? Is your life in danger? Is someone going to attack you?
Roll a persuasion check for me.
I'm much better, but not very. 21! 21.
Anyone?
21. So yeah, with a 21, he doesn't reply, but he gives like a very tentative nod.
All right. I had a feeling. Old Maxie has his thumbs in a lot of different pies.
If I didn't get elected, they were gonna kill me.
All right.
And now that's not gonna happen, so I need to get out of here as soon as possible. I need to get out of Icewind Dale as soon as possible.
All right. So listen. Here are your options. You can leave Goodmead. You can go into hiding. You can try to brave the elements. But I'll tell you first things first. If you go out there by yourself, you're just gonna die. Either some dire wolves, the elements, or, you know, they just have their fucking goons waiting outside of town, waiting for this exact situation. You need protection. Being the good hero
go
that
ahead.
I am, I get the distinct feeling you're not a bad person. So
He actually looks very, very confused by the sudden change in tone and approach.
listen, I'm not cornering you because I'm trying to harm you or anything of the such. On the very contrary, me and the Zatarian don't exactly mix well. We have a bit of a history, and luckily, old Maxie doesn't seem to realize that.
You're really gonna help me?
Well,
Why?
that's what heroes do. I don't need any other reason. With that being said,
Insert FF9 sting here.
I was thinking it too.
that being said, I need you to be honest about the actual full situation. What was he trying to do by making you the mayor, the speaker here?
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
10.
He still very scared. He's going to say, I don't know. I mean, I know, but how do I know that you're not gonna turn me into him?
Well, that's a fair assumption. Begrudgingly, we have to effectively work with him. He is the speaker, after all. That being said, I don't fucking like it that he's stepping outside of his lane. What exactly, and how did you end up in his pockets to begin with? Did you borrow money, or were you just the wrong place at the wrong time?
Go ahead and re-roll your persuasion check.
20.
20. This I'm actually going to have him roll for. I will say, you rolled high, so he has to roll high too.
Rolo, you ain't got shit. You ain't got shit. You're gonna tell me everything, bitch.
Alright, so... I will say, because of his demeanor, and the fact that, he was kind of the front runner of this whole election by default because of how naturally charismatic he was, he did roll high, but a 20 beats an 18.
Woo!
Oh yeah, and also, charisma is not what he's using here. But yeah. So he's going to let out a bit of a long exhale, and he goes, "All right, but if you promise you're gonna help me, right?"
I promise you, I will do everything in my power to make sure that you get to live your life.
It's a bit too late for that now. As he just sort of like covers his face and says, I'm originally from Luskin. It's a place just south from here. Above table. A few of you have definitely know what Luskin is by now, but anyway. I'll get say I was from Luskin. I was a logger there too. And one day I got into a really big argument with me boss, and I got so mad that I shoved him, and he accidentally fell off a balcony and the fucker died. And it was in the middle of the night, and I didn't want to go to jail, so I tried to leave, but I needed to get there quickly, so I got in with the Zentarium branch in Luskin to get passage to go over to Icewind Dale via the unfrozen waters. And so they ferried me here. But then I wanted to try and make something for myself, so I moved away from Targos and I came all the way over here. But because I owed them a debt from them ferrying me over here, I kept going over to Targos to basically talk about what good meat is like, see what's happening. And as soon as I let him know that the previous speaker died from that accident, he told me to run. And I told him, well, I don't really have any experience, and he said that he would have that part taken care of. And that's where the bar fight plan happened. But now it's ruined, and I don't know what's gonna happen if I'm not elected.
Well? That is a shitty situation. So in other words, they've been holding this debt over your life for how many years now?
I've been here for about 3 or 4 years now. I was here before the Rhine came.
How much money did it... There's always a transition. When it comes to this world, money always talks.
50% of the salary that I made on my job, but for this, nothing. Only that I just win.
And then they'll be calling in favor after favors, spending the rest of your life paying a debt that they have no intention of ever clearing.
They were gonna lift the monetary debt if I won. Instead, he wanted to renovate this place the same way he did Targos.
And then turn it into a smuggling ring, just like it is in Targos.
I don't know when that's gonna happen, but if the rhyme ever goes away and the rivers unfreeze, then perhaps.
But that's just it. You would never be free. They'd continue to call out favors, and you'd be borderline a slave to them for as long as you were useful to them.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, we're gonna make it blatantly clear that you've already paid more than enough. 50% of your salary for over 4 years.
And above table, and the fact that he has to, like, trek all the way from Goodmead to Targos to deliver it.
You're covering
Ugh.
you're covering transfer fees. And additionally, they transfer you to Icewind Dale, in the midst of the Rhine. At this point, they owe you.
I didn't really have a say in the matter. Icewind is no man's land for people with shady pasts, and I technically fit the bill by default.
Well, first things first. We do need to get you out of here. However, it'll be suspicious if something happens, if you just disappear all of a sudden. I'd rather you leave Goodmead on better terms. I feel like a lot of people like you here.
How? I can't imagine I should be here for too long. If I'm gonna have a chance of getting out of here, I would have to go now.
Well, if you stick with
By
us...
the way, as he says this, you realize that it is about sundown right now, and you can see sort of the magic of the Rhine beginning to sort of, like, blot out the, well, actually, you see the magic of the Rhine beginning to, like, dissipate to bring forth the clear moon.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you definitely don't want to be traveling at night. Tell you what. You're officially under the my group's protection. So long as you're with us, we'll make sure that none of the little sneaky bastards can get anywhere near you. And we'll make sure that you're protected.
Roll me one final persuasion check.
So is your... come on, Nick!
You look in his eyes as he's practically beginning to cry from the stress of the situation and not really knowing for sure what to do. You look in his eyes, and without even having to roll an insight, you think that he doesn't really believe you when you say that, oh, yeah, we'll totally protect you. But at the same time, what choice does he have, really? As he just sort of, like, balls up and cries. Thankfully, nobody else is here right now.
Nick will place a hand over him, and to make him maybe assure him a little bit more, he's going to cast Aid on him.
Ooh. Alright, the 5 temporary hit points doesn't mean much here, but it is the magical feeling of comfort that matters. As you all are sort of... You are essentially just trying to comfort this guy as everything has went to shit, and it's basically the same situation like 4 years ago with him, where it's just like complete uncertainty and just this like numbing sense of dread that like something very bad is going to happen to him.
We know a certain place that maybe we can set you up. You know, up north, there's a place called the Dwarven Valley.
He's just gonna look at you and say, "But that's on the way to Targos. How do I trust that you're not gonna go the whole way? And furthermore, that's still closer to Targos than it is here."
It's maybe closer, but if you want to hide a tree, you place it in a forest. I feel if anything, the Dwarven Valley is very recluse. They don't allow too many people in. And even if they do, it's very much a tight-knit community.
You see him just sort of like gulp and say, Fine, fine, fine. Beggars can't be choosers. Just give me a moment. I'll follow your lead, but just give me a moment.
Little pat, pat, pat. And don't worry. If it makes you feel comfortable, I've had my fair share of run-ins with the Satani myself. It's actually how me and my friends, actually, one of my friends got real close, actually.
As you tell him sort of like your sides of the story and your experiences with the Zentarium, everybody else, what is it that you do?
Imagine we're helping clean up this place.
Oh yeah, you actually see Shendor is kind of like shell-shocked that all of this just sort of like happened at once. He got chewed out by this guy, and then that guy caught on fire, and it was all right next to him or whatever. So he's just sort of like cowering underneath the bar stool, and he goes, is it over?"
Yeah, it's over, buddy. You can come out.
Alonzo shifts back down to his normal form.
You see him very timidly get back up.
What does it say, sorry?
Zeke is making himself useful, and he grabbed a broom and dustpan, and it's just like, nah, well, this is my mess too.
Nearly my life.
And it's just like he's just gonna mutter to himself, and it's just like, people need to treat their customer service workers better.
Yeah.
You see Shendor just sort of apologize, say, "I'm really sorry for all that. I had no idea how a rock got in there."
I don't think there was one.
You don't think so?
No, we have it on good authority they were gonna make a scene.
Oh, you mean like they were in on something? Oh, so it wasn't my fault. And then he immediately lets out a big sigh of relief. He's like, "Oh, okay. My boss isn't gonna be mad at me."
Oh, thank fuck.
He might not be mad at you for that, but we did kind of set the place on fire, so hopefully he
Well, I
won't
figured
get
it
mad
out.
at all the broken plates and the misused mugs and
And the water everywhere.
the water everywhere.
We can
And
clean
brain
that
damage.
up.
Okay, good. Good. I could use some extra hands for this. As he will go outside for a second, Colin says, "Everyone, the fighting is over. You can return back. You will get refunds if you come over and ask for it." As he sort of like cringes to himself as he says, "It's like, fuck."
He regretted it the
Hey.
moment he said it.
I
What? Yeah.
am kind of responsible for this mess. If you tell me how much those refunds cost, I'll cover it.
Really? For everyone?
Yeah. This whole thing started because I got way too carried away. I didn't like how those guys were treating you, and I knew they were bad news anyway, so I didn't control myself, and that's my fault.
And you're sure about this?
Do you want me to take it back? He raises an eyebrow.
I mean, 20 gold for the last hour of orders.
Easily done. It forks over 20 gold.
Holy shit.
I think you'd actually do it.
You actually see him look towards you, and for the briefest of moments, there is actually kind of a blush towards you, because it's like, whoa, this guy low-key flirted with me and he's paying for everything? Who is this guy?
Who is the sugar daddy?
The man of your dreams.
He
Man of
just
our
kind of
memes.
smiles at him, pats the gold onto the table, and he returns to what he has been doing to help clean things up, which is something I almost never get to use. Yeah, mending.
Alright, mending. Alright, so I'll say for about, an hour's worth of, maintenance, magic, magically helped as well as manually. You spend, the next hour sort of, fixing any of the damage that had been caused to, the mead hall, and thankfully, with just mending alone for the most part, everything is perfectly the way that it is.
Hooray!
The only thing that really got damaged was sort of a table that he cast Wither and Bloom on to get at one guy. So, that table looks a bit more older than the rest. But for the most part, no real damage has been done.
Thank goodness it's not as bad as I thought it was.
I will say Ember, since you were the one who was, offering to help and offering to pay the tab or whatever. I would like for you to make me just sort of like a passive charisma check.
Alrighty. Let me just get off my spells menu. Setting.
Yeah, 17. This whole time, Shendor has been sort of taking looks at you as you all were working together to clean everything up. Suffice to say that your good deeds have done a number on him, so to speak.
You're the best thing he never knew he needed.
Does anybody do anything else while they're there?
I mean, I probably dismiss all the bees finally. Just they're just
They
like
all
face
seep into the flower that they came from.
Yeah, they for a little go back to normal.
Yeah.
You guys came in clutch, by the way. Thanks for that.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I
they
don't
were
know
able
if
to
it
help.
works like that, but fuck it was cool.
I mean, essentially, I summon creatures and I get them to tell them to do something. So I tell them to give my friends the help action and hinder the other guys.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nothing against that.
Yeah, it's basically just it's another version of Flock. It's a better version of Flock of Familiars, essentially.
Zeke is going to just kind of stretch and roll his shoulders, and it just be like, oh, okay.
You alright? Healing?
That would be fantastic. I'm starting to turn into Swiss cheese at this point. And he shows off the a red hole in his back as well as the red hole in his front.
Oh, yeah.
Heal you for 11 point.
11 points, you said?
11,
Yes.
Thank the gods in modern science for healing magic.
yeah.
I also owe you an apology, Zeke.
Yeah, well, thankfully, Chucklehead over there wasn't smart enough to pin this whole thing on us, and instead he ran away screaming. Speaking of which, I think Bossman is still dealing with him somewhere.
That's true. It's been a while now. Should we go look for him?
You guys can go do that. I'm going to go and clean the blood off and go see how Merkin's doing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess on your way back, I turned to look at the bartender, Dragonborn guy.
Shendor, yeah.
Do you have something good that would help a sick person?
Oh, how sick are we talking about?
Just lots of fatigue and headaches and things.
Oh, I'm not sure mead or brandy or anything on my rack will help that sort of thing. If anything, it would give him headaches.
Here's Everclear. It fixes everything.
Jesus, no.
How about just some bar snacks?
Oh, sure. I can place an order on me to have something to go. Is he over at the inn?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll place an order myself to make you something to give him.
Cool.
Do you
That
have
is
a
good.
legally distinct elixir, one that heals both HP and MP?
Sadly, sir, the only thing that our mead fixes is the spirit. But I
Fair.
can give you a free drink if that helps.
You know what? I actually might take you up on that. Can I just get 1 cup to go?
Sure. And he's gonna go ahead and whip you up a cup of mead.
Not even a pint, just a cup.
Thank you. I
Sorry,
don't I
no,
don't.
just-
No. He's going to look over to Shandor, and it's just be like, thanks. After the night that we've had with everything going on and all that jazz.
I'm really sorry, but thank you so much.
No, honestly, I'm the one who should be apologizing. I'm the dumbass who decided to get hurt first. So,
That's
but
definitely not your fault.
listen, in my line of work, if I'm not getting hurt, clearly I'm doing something wrong, and I'm the guy that sneaks around all the time.
You just start
Well,
sip, sip, sip on your brain.
well, thank you all for helping out, and he actually looks over to Embers and blushes as he says, you all aren't leaving immediately, are you?
Probably not for a bit longer.
Well then, to who do I owe the thanks? As he sort of like looks to you all expectantly, sort of like, you know, your names or who you're affiliated with.
Yeah, and it's like, is he gonna be like, damn it, this is the thing that Bossman was talking about. This is why we need a name.
This you see, you see the transparent version of Nick crying, like screaming cat style, because we still don't have a name.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like scream into the ether, just call us the Good Berry.
No.
Meanwhile, Merkin would just be like in his bed, just be like, "They all better not make this decision without me."
But yeah,
say
he's essentially. Yeah, go ahead.
Alonzo will say, well, we actually got hired by Miss Olivessa to keep an eye out on things happening around town.
The quaint old woman hired you?
Oh, she's pretty cool.
Oh, So she knew about this?
She didn't know about this happening. But there's just been a lot of strange things happening around town with like the previous speaker's sudden passing, and like something about food stores being stolen. We're supposed to investigate that too, I think.
Oh, yeah, that Beerbig is out there somewhere, yeah.
And then just keep an eye out, because while she may not be able to physically do it herself, she knows talent when she sees it to help keep everyone safe. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful, and that technically saved my life. So, does this mean I gotta vote for her now? I think this is what this means.
I mean, vote for who you want. Wink.
Yeah, vote for who you want.
It's
Wink.
the most awkward wink because his eyes are so big.
You see, no, you don't wink. You just audibly say wink.
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna say Alonso is that inept at
Yeah.
trying to be covert.
Alonso is like, do what your heart tells you to do, and he immediately looks over to Embers.
As long as it's the right thing to do.
And believe me, it is definitely. It's just like the sides could not be more obvious. It's definitely the right thing to do. Passionately, I might add.
Oh, well, sure. I'll definitely think about it long and hard after this.
Heh.
Embers has been quiet so far, but now he's just busting his gut laughing.
Did I say something funny? I'll shut up.
You're fine.
I'll say, with the hilarity aside and whatnot, both parties eventually sort of like branch off, and right as that you were about to like head back into the inn with Merkin, around here is when Nick is escorting Shandar, who is still sort of like haggard and very nervous looking, as Nick, you are essentially bringing him back to your party.
And that's how Ezekiel saved my life, and we destroyed a very, very prominent smuggler's den.
Zeke is currently the first one walking out, and he's just looking very tired and very disgruntled, holding a cup of mead. And he's just gonna be like, he's gonna look to the side and just be like, "Oh, hey, you found the chucklehead. Are we gonna eat him?"
No, we're not gonna eat him.
Shandar immediately goes pale as you say it.
No, we're not.
You
Look, he's a good guy, and technically, he was technically not involved as far as the public is aware.
Right. He's not involved. Okay. Anyway, I have 2 holes that says I should probably head back to the inn and rest up. I'm gonna go check on Merkin. The others are still finishing up the cleaning inside.
Right.
You missed it, unfortunately. We had an opportunity to say a name, but yeah, we still don't have a name.
Nick looks toward the skies, clenches, drops to his knees, like, God damn it!
But it's okay. It's okay. He unapologetically, he's just gonna go, I think Embers is macking on the bartender.
Oh, 100%. He's get that Dragonborn tail.
But yeah, if you want to see the others, I'm gonna go check on the big lug and hopefully, get these bloodstains cleaned off. I swear,
I hand you a good berry.
Ezekiel holds the good berry in his hands and is just gonna be like, you know what, boss man? And he leans down and he just gives him a hug, and it's just like, where would I be without you?
Fuck. That's so cute.
Hugs. You're very soft.
No.
I try to be. Even
All
though
Go rest up. I'm gonna go back to the bar and see. By the way, what did you guys do with the thugs?
We turned them up, right?
Yeah, I would assume you did.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
alongside that-
If it wasn't said earlier, I would have absolutely wanted to say we make sure those fuckers don't get away, because we have some questioning to do.
All right. So, Zeke, if you'd be so kind, if you take Shandar up, he's gonna be staying with us for a little while as we get things sorted out.
all right.
As soon as you mention that, oh, you tied those guys up, they're going to be taken into custody, immediately Shandar is like, fuck! Now they're going to blab and everybody's going to know about everything and... Oh, fuck!
Oh, don't worry about that. One look at me, and they're not gonna blab to anybody about anything.
Don't worry, they won't say anything.
Z gives an unnaturally large smile.
I imagine the both of them do, and it does not serve to help Shendar's nerves.
Oh, hell no. He is so unbelievably scared. You escort him up the stairs, and he is, like, walking on wobbly legs the whole time.
It's like, easy does it, 1 foot in front of the other.
Oh my god.
It's like, you dwarf or a dog?
It's like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
we have 1 window in our room. it's like unless the person who happens to be trying to kill you is an amazing shot, there's no way someone is going to kill you from here. Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, who is checking up on Merkin?
That would be Zeke.
All right. You head over to Merkin's room, and Merkin, do you think that you would be trying to sleep again, or is the thought of what's happening keeping you awake for now?
He probably would have been trying to at least, but realistically, he's probably like not been able to get a wink of sleep. Like at most, I would say that like he's probably treating this more like a short rest than anything. Like,
Right.
just kind of staying put, not like exerting himself.
Power nap.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Zeke is going to walk in with his shaking leaf of a civilian, and he is going to try and usher Shandar to the corner, and it's just like, just please relax, please. And
I'm
he's
trying.
and it's just like, look, it's just me and this big guy. There's no one else in this room. Of that, I can assure you.
Merkin, do you get out of bed?
I would say he just kind of like rises from bed a little bit, and it's just like, did Nick bring home another one?
Boss man brought home. Boss man brought home another one.
You get out of bed for a little bit, and to this dwarf, he sees a massive, unnaturally colored skinned dwarf or orc stand, very tall over, and you see him immediately sort of like gulp.
And immediately it's just like Zeke looks over to his name is
Shandar.
Shandar. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because him and the bartender
Yeah.
having a very similar name. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Shandor's the bar keep, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he looks over to Shandar. No, you can't climb him. Anyway.
I wasn't thinking that.
Well, and anyway, get the thought. You're thinking it now, and I need you to get the thought out of your head. Look, go sit down.
Okay, and you see him immediately like curl up in the corner.
Anyway. Hey, Merkin. I just want to let you know that everything went over really smoothly, Zeke says, with two very obvious blood wounds on his front and his back.
Your words say one thing, your body says another. Come here.
Well, and he walks over, sipping the cup of mead in his hand, and it's just like, well, we unintentionally set fire to the tavern. We kind of caused a bit of a bar fight. Things got broken. I got shot and stabbed. But, we're alive. And I had a very firm discussion with one of the individuals. He says as he checks his teeth, and it's just like, it was a very firm discussion indeed.
You can actually see Merkin, there is like dried blood on his fangs.
Yeah, that definitely tracks.
But hey, I'm still here, and they are in custody. So, and we cleaned up the mess. So, if anything, if you saw, you would totally be proud of us.
I am proud of you, though.
And he just flaps his ears, and it's just like happy bat.
Happy bat noises.
You say that as though that's something you need to earn, Zeke. It's always has been, as the kids say.
I don't know, man. I just since that situation, specifically above table, referring to nearly killing a civilian one.
Yeah.
Since that situation, I feel like, I don't know, everything I am, everything I'll ever be is a screw up. So I'm just trying to do right by everyone else.
I understand. And You are getting better day by day. That is something.
Hey, someone realizes it. And it's just like, don't tell Boss Man I said that. He would freak out, and I know for a fact he realizes it.
You just hear a thump on the window.
I realize it. It's just like me.
Heard you talking shit.
You can hear like just barely from Shandor goes, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
It's like they're having this deep moment with a stranger in the room.
Yeah, he was curling up in the corner.
And it's just like, well, he's got to deal with me trauma dumping my shit. All right, we're protecting him. This is collateral, unintentionally.
I don't feel safe.
You will be.
Okay, so I will go ahead and say, is there anything else that you would want to do tonight? Otherwise, you can go ahead and take your long rest and move on over to the next morning.
There is one thing that Nick wants to do with the surviving thugs.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to make it. He's gonna race back over there. Are there like guards nearby?
I will go ahead and say if you're gonna go over to where the thugs had been stationed, yeah, I would say there is like a few guards that are stationed to keep him there. Like this is a very small village, so they don't have a proper jail. It's more so like they put them all in a shack.
Okay. I forget. What does good meat sacrifice to the Rhine?
They sacrifice warmth.
Damn.
If I remember correctly, most of them do. Or
Just
most
the
ta-
really poor
most-
ones.
Yeah, most towns that we've been to, at least, I think.
Bryn Shander has chosen to do mostly people, but only people who were like criminals, and they do like a raffle with them. And East Haven definitely does people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy,
should-
firsthand.
I should hope we
And
do
you
some
know
cool
that, if I remember correctly, Kaer Koenig, which is Speaker Trovis, they do food. Because they have plenty of beer to go around.
Hmm. All right, Nick is going to, I guess, give the guards a statement of what went down, making it very clear that are any of the guards awake at this point?
I would say so. Like, they're keeping watch. They were probably about to like lock the door and turn it in for the day.
Well, Nick will speak loud enough for the thugs to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, yeah, these rowdy lot, outsiders, thought that they could pick a fight with the bar, trying to see if they can get free drinks. Things kind of escalated from there. I'd say... I mean, they did manage to put a few holes in some of my friends. But they picked the wrong fight.
One will look over to you and say, "Oi, you're one of the ones that helped. Aye?
Aye, that's right.
Ah. Guess it would be your problem then. Were you looking to talk with them?"
I just want to get a feel of what type of people these are. God forbid that you actually keep some actual dangerous people in your town. I mean, they were trying to start shit at the bar just because some of them thought a rock. They were choking on their own ale, and they thought they were choking on a rock, and they were willing to kill someone over it. So, I don't know. Maybe we should. Maybe we can think about transferring them to maybe another 10 town. Maybe East Haven.
I
Not malevolent at all.
I don't know about that. At least not until we have a new townspeaker.
Fair, fair. You did make sure to get rid of all their equipment, right?
Of course.
Sold that.
Just make sure that they don't have like a lockpicks to get out.
We made sure to confiscate their armed equipment. They still have their clothes, although fires, although they would still need a fire to keep themselves from not being cold, but everybody else is pitching in, so why not them too?
That's true. I'll just have a...
Regardless, I'm assuming you want to talk with them.
Aye, that's right.
They're all yours.
Alright, Nick is going to walk in. Are the guards... I'm assuming the guards are listening in.
Relatively speaking, yeah.
So Nick is going to say, "So, lads, care to explain yourselves?"
You see one is sort of like still unconscious, just sort of like sleeping off these injuries. You see one of them just sort of like look in your direction, realize it's you, and just sort of like gives you a middle finger. The third one just sort of like looks at you and says, "Yeah, what's it to you?"
Oh, I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page, as he flashes the Centauran emblem.
The one giving you a middle finger stops and looks at you and says, "Did we just get sold out?"
Not yet. But you're going to be well behaved, and you're going to keep a low profile. Because I know full well that if you fucked up this job, every one of you are dead.
You see one of them speak up and say, "Where the fuck was everybody else? There were supposed to be 10 of us."
4 of them were outside mugging people and got killed. Another 2 were talking shit out in public and ran off because their cover was blown. As for the rest of them, hard to
Well,
say.
what about the others? Do you know they're all right? You know something, clearly. What's going on?
That's a good question. Either way, the election's not really much.
That's a good question. Anyway,
Yeah.
If you don't know, so you don't know where the others are.
they were supposed to be here with us.
Where were they last stationed?
You see the confused, and it says, "What do you mean station? They were all supposed to be here with us."
Alright, were they walking around? Were they on lookout? Were they in the woods?
Well, 4 of them decided to go out and side hustle, apparently. We were all supposed to be pretending to take jobs, do small, meteor adventuring jobs to blend in and, blend in. And then when it was time to do the plan, we would all get together and cause a ruckus there, and that logger dwarf would come in and pretend to kick our ass.
Things have escalated. So I need the 4 of you to keep a low profile. Don't go anywhere. Stay here.
You'll see one speak up and say, "It's not like we're going anywhere, and besides, what the hell else are we supposed to do? You're not our boss, you don't give us orders, and the plan's already ruined. What the fuck else do we do?"
We'll see if we can't utilize what we can. That old... Know anything about that, Virbog? That killed the last, a speaker.
I'm gonna go, high or low?
High rollers.
Alright, you want high again.
We
Let's
don't have a
make
problem.
it 50-50 today. The last one was low. Unfortunately, that's going to stay low.
Damn.
As you'll see one speak up, and the one that's actually sort of like trying to sleep it off just sort of like stirs awake from your idle conversations, as he'll just sort of like hold his the side of his neck, which still has a patch on it, as he goes, "Ugh. I don't know. Me and my boys were out of town when the whole thing with the speaker happened. All of us were, really. We came because he told us there was an election going on, and that they were still preparing for it, so we wanted to blend in and be helpful adventurers around here until the time was right to pull off the plan. So, I don't know anything about no Veerbig other than it stole a bunch of mead."
Well, here's the new plan. Me and my group are going to be helping Shandor hunt down that Virbog. It'll be the new political stunt.
You see them look confused and says, "What? So you're gonna do our plan for us?"
Things change. That's why my ally said to get the fuck out.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Thank you for persuasion instead of deception. Because Nick is lying through his fucking teeth.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
Well,
he is still
well-
like saying, "Hey, we're gonna. Here's the new plan." Nick's main objective here is for these guys to not talk. Don't start
so
shit.
you're trying to make him think that you are a Zentarum as well.
Yes.
Okay, I did not catch on to that. What is your deception then?
My deception is only a +1.
Oh, well then that's still 19. Alright, so... gonna roll 3 times here.
Secret Agent Nick.
Alright, fail.
Your sneaky boy would be so proud of you.
That is... barely a fail. And that one's also a fail.
Woo! Yeah.
As you are going to, as you tell him this, as one of them speaks up and says, "All right, well then, what the fuck was all that? If you're helping us, then what the fuck was all that back at the meat hall?"
Sorry, not everyone in my group are in the know. I had to make it look convincing.
Bitch.
It just, like, it does a little clutch pearls, like, "Oh, you wound me," whatever. Anyway.
You wound us first.
Like, literally wounded us.
Well, it turns out starting a fight in a public area can get a lot of people hurt. Which is why it was a dumb idea to begin with.
Alright, so you're gonna have the whole twerp go with you and find this Veerbig. Then what?
Oh, well, when we bring it back its head, he'll look at like a hero. Well, supplies will be back in the town, and he'll sway the vote even more.
And what? You're just gonna make it
Nick,
Hello? Oh, okay.
you cut off for a moment.
I said, so what? You're gonna make it look like he did all the work?
Basically.
Alright, cool and whatnot, but what about us?
Well, considering in your current situation and you didn't listen to us, your job is to...
As you say that, roll me another deception check.
Deception... 18!
Let's go.
Alright.
Lying through his mustache.
It's a very convincing mustache, not gonna lie.
As soon as you say that, you hear one of them say, didn't listen to you? Fucking, you ruined the whole thing! What do you mean we didn't listen to you?
He points towards the obvious bite mark on his neck. It says,
What, am I supposed to believe he was in on it too?
I'm pretty certain he said for you to get the hell out.
He told me to stop what we were doing and get the fuck out of here, is what he did.
Exactly. The moment your cover was blown, you should have ran.
Our cover didn't get blown. Your guys picked a fight with us. We were fine until that happened.
As far as I'm concerned, from what I heard, you guys fired first.
We did exactly what we were told to do, to make a ruckus and, start some shit until he gets here.
Well, either way. Plan's gone tits up. New plan. As for the lot of you, it's best to pretend like you weren't here. Then just simply wait for your next, call.
I will go ahead and say the three of them just sort of, grumble to themselves. It's like, fine, but you're still an asshole.
Turns out a lot of people like assholes.
Now, close the door already. We're trying to sleep.
Alright. He will flick each of them 1 gold coin as if a compensation.
Roll me a sleight of hand, as you're essentially trying to do this with guards nearby.
Fuck, Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not gonna do that. I'll keep on to my
Fair
gold.
enough.
Fuck these guys.
Alright. You head on out, and you successfully trick them into thinking you're one of them, and that plans have changed.
Alright.
Alright.
that-
Anything else you all would like to do before the night shifts?
Nah, I think that's about it.
Did we get our
Last
bar
call
food?
for everybody else?
Did we get our
Yes,
bar
you
food?
did. Any requests for the takeout that you ordered for Merkin?
I don't know. Hot.
Hot
Fair.
dogs.
Comforting.
We got some spicy wings.
Well, considering this place is all about bees and whatnot, I'm gonna say the best thing you could do is honey mustard.
I think we should get him something nice and hearty with protein in it, because I think since he's passed out, all we've been giving him is soup. So I vote we get him some kind of meat that's been roast or something.
Honey glazed ham.
You definitely get him some kind of platter of sheep or pork for sure.
Mutton, fresh mutton.
Mutton, thank you. I genuinely forgot what to call it for a second.
Think Tales of Zillia, because you hear that in every major town.
What,
In the
mutton?
background.
Fresh mutton.
Yes, fresh mutton.
Oh. Interesting. But yeah, Merkin, did you want to do something before you finally have a proper long rest?
Not specifically, no. But if anyone wants to like chime in before he like actually finally tries to sleep,
You want
now
to try
that his
these?
family is safe,
You want to try these really hot, spicy wings before you go to bed?
Give yourself
He'll just-
indigestion.
he'll just
That
kind of
make
look
night
up at
absolutely
you.
horrible.
He'll just kind of look up at you, deadpan, and then kind of smirk a little. Cute.
Oh,
Cute. I want to actually sleep tonight, thank you.
okay, more for me. Oh,
But
You just eat it in front of him.
yeah.
Wow.
We also got some like chips and salsa.
You just,
I wouldn't mind.
you just hear.
While you're trying to sleep, just the loud crinkling of a plastic
and
bag.
with like Shandar curled up in the corner too, still.
You want some?
Eat the good berries.
If I'll say if you're gonna try to feed him good berries, he's nowhere in a position to refuse you. So
Don't do it. They're poison.
They're not poison, they're good berries. Don't you fucking take this
They're-
from me.
Merkin will just kind of
wait,
hold up
are
his
they
hand.
poisonous? Are they not? I don't
Mer-
know for sure anymore.
Do you wanna
Merkin will
take that
clap
risk?
forcefully at that.
Do you take that risk? I don't know. Does he? Let's find out. High or low?
Hi.
All right, high. For the
Yeah.
third time, you want high.
Let's go gambling.
What could possibly go wrong?
Low 3 times.
God
I can't.
damn it.
I can't believe
But,
this.
Nick, do you, like, force him to eat it?
I'm not gonna force him.
All
I
right,
can't believe
so...
this. An old woman has a seizure in the street, and you're just going to torture her all night.
Yeah. Go to
Yeah.
bed.
I intend to. Y'all are keeping me up, though. I wouldn't have it any other way, to be fair, but, you know.
All right, so, going once, going twice.
I would just like to leave our cute little bartender a note. Doesn't need to be a whole
Ooh.
scene out of it right now. But essentially, it's just. He says. We still have a lot of work to do before we can relax in this city. But once we do, how about a drink on me?
Oh. All right. I will say, make a charisma check as you are wording this letter.
Bet.
Yeah, no, you know for a fact that the fact that you were offering this to him is like, it's a no-brainer. You got this guy under your wing. Easily.
Spinning in the palm of my finger.
Exactly. All right, so with a very scared and bewildered dwarf sharing quarters with you all, finally get some sleep here as you bring an end to the second day of you being here. And I believe it's this. Did you already spend a day here? I'm pretty sure.
No, this is technically the end of the first day.
Oh,
Yep.
well, yeah.
It was a very busy day.
So,
Very
it was a
action-packed
busy
day.
So, at the end of this day, you finally get yourself a good night's sleep, and you wake up the next morning with the rime of the Frost Maiden once again swept over the lands. And whatever plans you have next with Shandar indisposed and with you guys and with missing mead reserve still out there somewhere, hopefully not broken into yet, we will leave that for you all to decide next time.
So we officially took our long rest.
Yes.
Yes.
I
You are all at full health.
oh my god, I got spell slots back.
Yay.
Yeah!
I was terribly close to death.
Oh no!
Damn.
Well, not close
I'm
to
so-
death, but less than half.
I'm
was
so
fine.
glad he rescinded the second 9 because I would have been on 2 HP if he was
Oh
not.
god.
And I'll be like, oh, lovely. I am going to be bleeding out for the remainder of this entire fight. Thankfully, I did not get touched for the remainder of the fight.
Yeah, you all had made the risky decision of having a few people wait out, so they would have taken extra damage from this, but you all managed to swoop in and make sure nobody fell before things got hectic.
The
So
bee.
good on you guys.
La bees.
Woo.
Lobbies.
La bees.
So, with that said, we will catch you all next time. Bye, YouTube!
Bye.
Bye.
Doodly doodly.
Bye.